What's up guys, this is Chris here, and today we are going to be going over 5 iconic movie guns. Now they might not be the most iconic, but they are special to me. I chose guns that I think were very cool in movies, so we're going to go over a few that have been in a lot of movies and a few that have only been in 1 or 2. They are in no particular order, and I think there'll be something special for everybody. On top of that, we actually had 10 of these and I decided to split them in half. You will see the second part of this list in a few weeks. With that being said, number 5, the Desert Eagle.
2 of them. 3 of them.
Now, the Desert Eagle is a very, very cool gun, and I've actually had 2 variations of this gun, and I really like them both, although I like them mostly because of how cool they look in the movies they've been in, and not quite because of how useful they actually are.
Oh, there it is.
Now this is my personal favorite Desert Eagle. This is one of the newer versions in 357 Magnum, and it has the Picatinny rail on top for the red dot and the muzzle brake, which is important when you are shooting an incredibly powerful round through a handgun. Now the Desert Eagle has been made famous by many movies, but my personal favorite is Snatch. I absolutely love the scene where he points out that his is a Desert Eagle .50. And the other guy's is a replica. But it's been in many movies, including Austin Powers, Deadpool, one of my other favorites from when I was a kid, Last Action Hero, pretty much every 80s and 90s movie on into the 2000s. If they were meant to be taken seriously, they had one of these big bastards. Now, some of the shortcomings in real life on the Desert Eagle are going to be capacity, recoil, reliability, price, ergonomics, but hell, it looks like a cool gun, and on screen it's absolutely perfect. And honestly, in real life, even though it doesn't shoot every magazine perfectly reliable, it still puts a smile on your face every time you shoot it. Now the 50 is super fun because it hits like a freight train. The 44 Magnum Desert Eagle is kind of in the middle where it's kind of fun to shoot, sort of economical because 44 mag's easy to use. But the 357 again is my personal favorite because you get the most capacity in the magazine at 9, and it is the easiest to shoot as far as recoil goes. Now the trigger on the Desert Eagle is very nice. The sight's radius is very long, and if you put a dot on one of these, they're actually really accurate. So even though they're not reliable, they are very accurate, and again, just makes for a very fun range gun. And when people come over, they automatically sort of gravitate towards the Desert Eagle, I've noticed, just because how cool it is. Now, in at number 4, we have the gun from John Wick 3, and one of my personal favorite John Wick guns. This is the Taran Tactical Combat Master 2011. Now I think this was the perfect upgrade for him to make in the movie because he kind of upgrades his guns every movie. In the first movie he starts out with a P30, which is an awesome gun. I own one of those. In the second movie he runs a Glock 34, one of my personal favorite, but if you're trying to be faster and more accurate than a Glock 34, there's not a lot of places you can go, and the perfect choice for me is going to be the 2011.
I suggest the 2011 Combat Master.
Now, Taran Tactical series makes great guns, but the Combat Master is unbelievably fast and accurate, and it's one of those guns that looks cool on screen, but in real life, it performs extremely well also.
Nice shot.
In our testing, we've shot about 500 rounds for this now, and it's been 100% reliable, accurate out to 100 yards, and faster than the blink of an eye. I have to say, I am very, very impressed with this. Now, the 2011, I think, is one of, if not the fastest pistol in the world, at least for me personally. I grew up loving 1911s. They're over 100-year-old design because of their trigger, because of their ergonomics, because of their ability to perform. And this is one of the best iterations of that gun. If you're looking for like the final evolution of the 1911, enter the 2011. It has a steel slide, steel frame, and polymer grip, making it lightweight but very fast. With an under 2-pound trigger, the gun is absolutely incredible.
.74, .81.
Now, it looks pretty cool too, and obviously Keanu knows how to shoot it, so he makes the gun actually look cool in the movies, and I think that's one of the reasons why the John Wick guns look so cool. I think they have some of the best action scenes just because Keanu trains so hard in jiu-jitsu, judo, and actual shooting with Taran Butler, and he can perform with those guns on screen and off, so it looks so real. I would have to say this is probably one of my favorite movie guns of all time, and I'm happy I get to give one away to one of my subscribers. In at number 3, to switch things up a little bit, we're going cowboy style. This is one of my all-time favorite guns. This is my beautiful Gen 3 Colt single action army. Now, if you've seen any Old West movies, or pretty much any movie, you've probably seen a Colt single action, so how could I make a list about iconic movie guns without putting it on here?
My friend here needs a gun.
Now, my personal one is an 7.5-inch barrel in 357 Magnum. However, you're traditionally going to see them with shorter barrels in 45 Long Colt. However, there's a couple of different variations in a couple of very cool movies I want to talk about. Now, first, my all-time favorite is going to be Wyatt Earp's version in Tombstone. However, that is a very hard gun to find, and it has a very long barrel, but still super cool. I think only 3 of those were actually made as far as Imberté replicas, and I think they were made for the movie. Now, if I can get one of those someday, I would love to, but I'll just have to settle for my other extremely rare version of the Colt single action. They're also in several other of my favorite movies, including Unforgiven, which is maybe my all-time favorite movie, and one of the best gun scenes in movie history in The Quick and the Dead with Leo and Gene Hackman and Russell Crowe before Russell Crowe got famous. They go into a scene where they're trying to pick out guns for Russell Crowe, and the Colt single action is obviously one of those. Now, the single action, it's known to be one of the more reliable and more easy to use guns of its day. One of the reasons it was so popular is just because of its durability, simplicity, and its ease of shooting. And these guns, to this day, at over 150 years old, can still hit targets accurately at 50 and 100 yards if you do your part. On top of that, single actions in handguns, in rifles, in whatever you are using, usually have very good triggers, and in the case of this gun, it absolutely does. Now, the best part about this gun is definitely its history, but man, is it beautiful. In at number 2, we have Han Solo's Phase Blaster. Now, this guy is a gun that is a replica of Han Solo's gun. The original Han Solo gun is actually a Mauser that is kind of converted with a bunch of parts to make it look more futuristic, which I totally get. This is a completely fictional gun. It's not actually a real gun that was used in history, but I wanted one I could actually fire, and this one, not only I got, but you can actually get one of these as well, since you can get one of these right out of CMMG. Now, mine is in 22 long rifle, although several other companies make different versions of this with different chamberings, I do believe, but the 22 is the most practical since you're just going to go out and shoot it for fun anyway, and 22 is very affordable. Now, the Phase Blaster is one of the most iconic guns in movie history, and I'm glad that there's actually a real version out there that Star Wars fans can pick up if they are interested. It's probably not the most accurate, probably not the most reliable, probably not the most practical gun in the world, but when you see this bad boy hanging on your wall, it does give you a smile on your face. And I would say that that alone is worth the price of entry. However, it's not for everybody, but if you're a Star Wars fan and you get the opportunity, you should at least shoot one of these, if not own one. Who shot first? Me? Or him? It was me. Now, there won't be any honorable mentions for this video because I said we're going to do a follow-up to this, so I might as well get right into it with number 1. And I mean, it's hard not to beat this gun. It is the MP5. Now, the MP5 might hold the title for the gun in the most movies in movie history. Just to name a few that come off the top of my head is obviously Die Hard. I mean, I think Die Hard made everyone want one of these over at least my generation, but it is in many more movies as well, including The Rock, which is one of my personal favorites, and SWAT, which was a pretty good movie also. The MP5, again, is used in every 80s, 90s, and 2000s action movie, and that is for a reason. When they did the Embassy Siege, the SAS rappelled through windows with one of these like a real life movie, and when that footage came out, everybody wanted one of these because the SAS was one of the most elite groups at the time and still is today. So if they're using them, it's good enough for them and it's good enough for you. On top of that, they are being used by pretty much everybody who can afford one that wants an SMG or PDW of some kind because of the roller delayed system is probably the lightest recoiling system in the world, and the MP5 is not only the most tried and true, but probably the most reliable SMG in the world as well. So it's got the movie cred, it's got the real life history cred, it's currently being being used, and it's a badass gun in real life. It is a 8-inch 9mm pistol caliber carbine if you buy one in the United States, and it has more modularity on the gun than almost any gun on earth. It rivals the AR-15. You can change the accessories super easy. The magazines are easy to find. You get a 30-round capacity. You can get any rear end you want. So if you want a full rifle, you want a sub gun, if you want a PDW, you can make it however you like. And the cool part about the MP5, since they're so easy to change the accessories in and out, is if you like a particular MP5 from a particular movie, like if you like the one in SWAT where it has the old school Surefire handguard, you can put that one on. If you want the slick version from Die Hard, you can put that on, and you can make it whatever movie gun you want that day. So I think because of its street cred, because of its real life use, because of all the movies it's been in, and because of Die Hard, John McClane's the man, the MP5 is #1 for me. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. What other movie guns would you like to see? I mean, I'm getting a Model 29, so that'll be a pretty cool one for next video, but what else would you like to see? Let me know. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please help out your Oklahoma shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.